Today I'll show you how I painted my first piece of furniture. Since I've had this stool since I was little, I didn't want to throw it away. It has a lot of marks and some leftover putty from when I was just a few years old, so we'll be painting over that. This is real wood with a light stain and a gloss coating. Step 1 is to clean your surface to get rid of any dirt and oils that have built up over the years. Here I'm using a damp cloth with dish soap. I purchased this Ryobi 2-amp sander. I'll link this in the description. I invested in this because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of other furniture upcycling projects for my art room. So the direction you're sanding should be with the grain of the wood. This sander was really comfortable to hold. It does make a lot of noise, which I've tuned down for the video. I spent extra time sanding this putty mark. So you should always sand your wood furniture that you'll be painting so that the primer and the paint have something to grip to. If it's smooth and it still has that gloss surface, then the paint will just peel off. I also have this holder for sheets of sandpaper for tougher areas. You can fill in any imperfections with wood filler. I didn't have any on hand, and since it was just a stool, I decided to leave it. It's also a reminder of my childhood. For this project, I used a painting tray, a flat brush, and a roller. I also picked out this Behr Rosy color. One trick I learned is to put tin foil in your tray so that it's easier to clean your tray after every use. You can just crumple the tin foil up and throw it away. This is the primer that I used, and you can get these for free from Home Depot, those little keys. Priming is really important. It helps your paint stick to your piece, and it also blocks any stains from coming through from the wood to your top surface. I did 2 coats of primer. You can do 3 if you can still see the wood underneath your primer. Let each coat dry completely for about 4 hours, and I would wait a day before you start painting. I painted this outside on my porch because the fumes give me headaches even though these were low VOC paints. I covered my tray with saran wrap to keep my tools wet so I wouldn't have to wash them in between coats. And I ended up doing 3 coats of my paint because I could still see the primer after 2 coats. This is actually footage of me painting my bookcase, which I used the same color for. And this is the final product. I use it to place my art supplies on there while I'm painting. I can read a book, place some tea on the stool. When I'm illustrating or stitching, it's the perfect height to sit on at my craft table. Now it is just a solid color, so down the road I might add some design to it with some stencil. This is Lily. I adopted her from an antique store in NorCal, and she has a little cat just like Kiki's delivery. I'll link all the products that I mentioned in the description box, and I'll be having more furniture upcycling videos on my channel. I actually made a desk and a dresser, and I painted a bookshelf, so a lot of home improvement on my channel.